In my mind, I'm looking at that leg press and I'm saying, right, I'm pushing this fucker to failure.
Uh-huh.
That's all I'm thinking about. I'm psyching myself up. I'm blocking out everything in my life. I'm saying, right, it's me and you. The minute I sit into that machine, I'm locking myself in. The minute those legs go up on that platform and I let go of that weight, I'm like, I'm all in. I'm not thinking about the reps. I don't give a shit how many reps I'm taking. I'm taking that muscle to failure.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 137 of the SuperSetYourLife.com podcast. Today, we are joined by Marc the Carnivore Cappiello. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Almost. Cappiello.
Cappiello, my bad.
You got it, yeah.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, he is wearing his Golden Knights hat, and me being from Seattle, totally wearing the Kraken hat. So that's what's cracking over here. Also joined by Marc Ennis from Dublin, Ireland. Marc Cappiello is a hockey-playing, meat-eating machine, also with a heck of a muscular base and a bench press that puts my list to shame. Marc has been with us going on his third month now. We always joke here about how workout and meal plans are our passion because that's how you live and look your best, but the real serendipity is being able to connect on a deeper level with relationships like these. So this is a people business after all. I've totally been blessed to learn a great deal from both of these fine gentlemen, probably more than they learned from me. And I'm talking dad life, business, training. Yeah. Marc started off seeing very fast results in terms of muscle building and fat loss, even at his young age of 39. Catching up with you, two-man about to turn 31. Whew, went by fast. I don't know what happened. Yeah. But although continuing to see strength improvements, his fat loss has stalled for quite some time now. So we've done about everything that we can think of in terms of macros and training manipulations. And both of us are just kind of frustrated about where his progress is stalling right now. So we'll be getting into more detail on that with the help of Coach Marc Ennis from Ireland and continue to troubleshoot other ways to help this man break through this fat loss plateau and get the results that he signed up for. And whenever I don't know the answer to something, I always ask someone that has more experience than I do. I'm also a busy businessman, and both of these men are too. So we are recording a podcast while we're at it, knocking out two birds with one stone. Brothers, is it okay to pray before I turn it over to you, Marc?
Absolutely.
Good. All right. Lord of hosts, your word teaches us in James 1, 5-8. Now, if any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives to all generously and without criticizing, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith without doubting. For the doubter is like the surging sea, driven and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. An indecisive man is unstable in all of his ways. Therefore, Lord, we faithfully ask for wisdom concerning Marc's health, and that Coach Marc Ennis and I would have the confidence described by James to capitalize on what we should do next. Amen. Marc Cappiello.
Amen.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Marc Cappiello, welcome to the show, bro. How you been doing these last couple days?
Good. I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time to, troubleshoot what's going on and, just taking the time, out of your lives for me. I really appreciate that. And I'm hoping we can just talk about some stuff and get to the bottom of some things and maybe at the end of this get me heading in the right direction again.
Yeah, certainly the plan. All right, so let's start from the very beginning. Get the sheets pulled up right here, my man. So your weight when you started was 230 pounds.
Yeah, 228, 230.
Cool. And you were on schedule to be losing weight and down to around 223 tomorrow is where you should be. And I think you're about a pound off of that now, right?
Well, this morning I was 222.7 this morning.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So the plateau started about 3 or 4 weeks ago because you've been 223 already since the start of March. Oh, before that.
Yeah.
Basically around halfway through February is when you were already down to around 223, and you really haven't lost weight for about 3 or 4 weeks since then.
Yeah, and I'm not as concerned about the weight, because I mean, water will throw that off, salt will throw that off. It's more just looking in the mirror, and you know, I feel like I've been taking waist measurements as well, because that's really all I have. I haven't really done like an accurate body fat scan or anything like that, and just everything just seems the same. Like I could care less if my weight would you know, where that is really at the end of the day. I just kind of want to see the physical changes going on, and I just at least in measurements of you know, waist circumference.
Absolutely. Pulling up your progress pictures right now as well.
Yeah.
Got them both side by side. I'm seeing minor improvements around the waist, particularly like right underneath your rib cage.
Yeah.
Lower waist, to be honest, not a lot of improvement there.
And that's where that seems like that's where it's just I hold a lot, and it's just a lot of soft, like very soft fat. And I wanted to talk about that because I know a lot of people have, you know, there's visceral fat and there's subcutaneous fat. I feel like I have like almost no visceral fat. Like I can, but the subcutaneous is just that's just that hanging fat that you can grab with your hands, you know. From a visceral fat standpoint, I actually feel very lean, but it's just that hanging fat that is just, you know, that bodybuilders, and if you want an aesthetically pleasing body, that's what you don't want on yourself. And that's what I feel like I have a lot of. That's the annoying part for me.
Yeah. It's super annoying, and I relate on every single aspect of that too, man. And people can get upset at us and go, hey, it's, you know, that's vanity or whatever, but at the end of the day, like how I look is really important to me. I'm not gonna lie, how you look is really important to you. And I mean, Mark, Ennis, you're doing your first bodybuilding show. I mean, we all have really similar backgrounds, and that's not cool. We need to get rid of it.
Yeah, like I have no hopes to get on stage like you guys, but I this is something I've struggled with, you know, my entire life, and you know, I wanna figure it out. I wanna just get lean, where it's like it's not a burden on me anymore.
Yeah,
it's more of a mental thing, you know. It's more of just getting this figured out and getting it done for myself, not really for anyone else. And I'm happy with like my wife even says like, how much bigger do you want to get, like in terms of muscle size? I'm like, I really don't. I would be happy if I could just keep what I had and just drop the fat.
Yeah.
At this point, you know, I have no desire to get any bigger, because I want to be more mobile. I want to be able to at this point, at almost 40 years old, you know, I'm still playing hockey. I want to be able to, you know, fly on the ice. I want to just be more mobile. I don't feel like I need more muscle.
Not be a bender, as they say.
Yeah, not be a bender, and I don't need to. I really don't need to get any bigger. I don't have that desire, but I'd love to. My goal is really to maintain the size that I have underneath and strip the fat.
Yeah,
easier said than done, right?
If you get any bigger and have any more muscles, bro, I mean, you're just gonna start getting really scary. That's all there is to it.
And
yeah, no, you've already got a great muscular foundation. Your strength has been going up, so that's freaking awesome.
I just want to be able to see it.
Exactly.
I want to see it.
Yep. It's like we're only halfway there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
Okay, Mark, talk me through your training and your nutrition from start to scratch.
From years ago, or what I'm doing right now with Colt?
No, let's say in the last 3 months, what have you been doing, like training wise, nutrition wise?
So let's start with the nutrition. So Colt's got me on the first month. We started with a little bit lower protein. I think it was around 150 140 to 150 grams of protein
150.
and 150, right? And then
Yeah, I got the numbers right here. I got the
Yeah.
numbers right here, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so his first day was Monday, February 6, 2023, 150 protein, 220 fat. So that was phase one, right? Getting them fat adapted.
Yeah.
And then and by the way, he's no dummy to the carnivore diet. He's no newbie. He's been on meat-based diet for quite some time. And keto, dirty keto, I mean, kind of all aspects of ketogenic diets. So from there we started increasing the protein all the way up to as high as 180 and lowered fat down to 180 and to 180 to get them to a 1-to-1 ratio. So that took a little less than a month. So on Wednesday, March 1st is when he started doing that. We started tapering his protein down and his fat up just a little bit. So really not a lot has changed. We've been lowering the protein down as low as 160, and now his fats are at 185. I don't want to cut any more away from him because at this point he's already starting to get hungry. So our strategy lately was to leave those macros the same and just go, you know what? I think your body just needs a little bit of a break from cutting, and then implement a refeed. So right now his refeeds are going to be on Saturdays. So it's going to be tonight. After this will be his first refeed. He's been on these macros for a couple days now. And then his refeed is going to be 215 protein, 10 carbs, and 280 fats.
Okay. And then talking about the training, what are we doing every week?
So,
every day?
So my training actually starts on a Wednesday. Training, we're doing push exercises, so chest, shoulders, and triceps, 25 sets, trying to hit, and every exercise is 3 to 5 sets, up to 12 reps. Thursday is pull, so back and biceps. Same thing, right around 25 sets of that. And then Friday is legs. I think that's around 23 sets. And then we repeat push on Saturday and we repeat pull on Sunday. Monday is a complete off day. And then Tuesday is when Tuesday nights I play hockey.
Okay. And then what are you doing every other day? Are you adding any cardio into your lifestyle, walking?
Well, yeah. So sorry. So I walk to the gym. I walk about a mile to the gym every day, and then I walk, and then 15 minutes on the Stairmaster after, and then I walk another mile back home because my gym's about a mile from my house. So I walk there, I walk back. So that's my cardio. I'm easily hitting over 10,000 steps a day, even just through work.
And you got ankle weights on too, right, bro?
Yeah. I don't always wear them, just depending on how I feel. If I'm like just dragging that day, I'll just not wear them that day. But I do wear them usually. Yeah.
And how are you feeling like mentally on a daily basis? You feel tired, exhausted? What are you feeling like?
I didn't catch that, Mark.
I was just saying, like, how are you feeling on a daily basis? Do you feel exhausted? Do you feel energized? How are you feeling?
I feel, I would say most days I feel pretty good. One thing that I'm just trying to get a hold of is my sleep. My sleep hasn't been great. I notice you guys are morning guys. I'm not. I'm usually like just dragging out of bed just to get to work, and then I do my training at night. So after work, I usually start my training about 5-6 o'clock at night when the gym's busiest, which is so much fun.
Yeah, seriously.
And then are you having your last meal then before you go to bed then?
Yes.
So it's usually about an hour or two before you go to bed.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's sometimes it's late, you know. Sometimes my last
Yeah, yeah,
meal, and that's my biggest meal, Mark. Because right now we're doing like a small meal, midday around. I usually eat that around 12, which is
yeah.
about 5 hours before my workout, and that consists
Mhm.
of like a few eggs and some bacon, which is good. I mean, it's not enough for me because I like big meals. um, Meals
Yeah,
like that are just kind of a tease for me, but it'll
Mhm.
hold me over and it'll get me through a workout. And then when I get home, after the gym, that's when it's, you know, at least a pound of protein. I think right now it's like one day will be 18 ounces of chicken thighs, with about 6 ounces of pork belly.
Yeah.
And then, or if I want to switch that, Colt gave me the option to, you know, do, you know, if I want a rib, like the same 18 ounces of ribeye.
Yep.
yep. And he gets a little bit of sour cream with the chicken thighs.
Yeah.
Does everything. Yep.
But that's it. I mean,
Okay.
and as far as like, I have no desire, for carbs or any, that's just kind of, that's gone. That's out of my system right now. If anything, if I'm
Good.
like still hungry, it's either more, I want more meat or more fat. That's what my body
Mhm.
wants. And I don't know if this is worth saying, but I feel like for years, I feel like I've been like a chronic dieter. I've never looked at myself and was like, oh, you know what? I think I should start bulking, you know, because I've always been bulky. So I've never put myself really in a purposeful calorie surplus. Yeah, I've had days where I've messed up. I've had cheat days, you know, special occasions and whatnot, you know, in the past, but I've never gone through like a bulking phase where it's like, okay, let's sit around 3,000 or 3,500 calories for a while. No, it's always been,
Mhm.
you know, less than 3,000 calories, for forever.
Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking at the moment you're quite strong and you're happy with the weight, you're happy with your mass at the moment, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm thinking now we don't need to increase the protein anymore. So in order for you to drop body fat, your fat mass needs to be a lot higher than your protein mass. And we need to be running with this now for the next 4 to 5 months, even 6 months. So I'm thinking let's bump that fat up to about maybe 70% of your overall mass. And you probably only need about 30% protein. Now I would say with the protein, as long as we're getting at least 0.8 to 1 gram per pound, that should be relatively enough. So what's your weight at the moment?
I'm 222 pounds, 222,
Yeah.
223 right now. And I'm not
So I
even,
would aim, yeah, so I would aim for about one, I would aim for about 170 grams overall, and I would make sure the rest of that then is fat. Now, the reason for that is we want to get your energy levels up. So you'll be more fat adapted. You'll go straight into a deeper state of ketosis. So you'll feel really, really good. So the deeper we go into a fat adapted style, you're going to drop body fat very, very quickly because you've already done the work when it comes to building muscle. Now it's about stripping the fat off. So
right.
if you're happy with your muscle mass, then we don't need to chase any more of chasing. You don't want to get any bigger. Is what I'm saying.
I just want to
So
maintain what I have.
let's maintain where you are. So I don't think you need to go as high with the protein. I think you need to go really, really with high enough the fats to keep the hormones in check, keep the testosterone in check, and then it's all about just adapting the training. So I would say with the training you're doing, I would make a few changes to say an upper, lower, or a full body split, like say 3 or 4 times a week.
Which is basically what Colt's got me on right now. I think I'm at about 165 protein, right, Colt?
Yeah, I'm doing the math right now. So your lean body mass, if you're let's say that you're around 25% body fat. Okay?
Let's call it that. That's good. Yeah.
It's a good round number. Yeah.
Yeah.
So by my calculations, your lean body mass should be about 167. So as long as so that Mark, how did you call that? Like that was perfect. That literally 165 grams would be perfect for his protein. Yeah. So his protein's 160 is 160.0 right now. So
Mm-hmm.
let's bump it to 165, and then we just need to figure out what to do with this.
Well, let me say though, let me say this because I want to give you guys my observations.
Yeah.
You know, and Mark, you can correct me if I'm wrong though, but like, is ketosis really the goal for this? Because when the first month with Colt, when I had the protein even lower at 150, it seemed like I got into ketosis, and I used the P strips. It seemed like I got into ketosis really quickly, and then as we started bumping up the protein, I didn't feel as good, to be honest with you, and I didn't feel like I was in ketosis, and the digestion. Maybe you can give me some examples of digestive issues, but you know, going to the bathroom was a little bit harder, as opposed to that first month when the fats were higher. So I don't know if I don't know if we need to particularly up the protein right now.
Okay.
I'm just telling you my observations of what I found. If
No,
anything,
I agree. I don't think the protein needs to go up. I would definitely stick around the 165,
okay,
170 mark. I wouldn't go near that, but I would definitely increase the fat because, as I said,
yes,
we want to be more fat adapted. It's not about just going to ketosis. The goal is now we want to strip down body fat. You've already built the mass, so
yes,
you've got the mass there. It's just about now you want to see it. You want to see definition. So now
absolutely.
we need to adjust the training a small bit, and we may have to introduce a little bit of cardio here and there as well, just to take away that body fat, but not too much, because if we add in too much cardio, that will increase your sugar levels, and that will give you more cravings and to go towards foods that we don't want you to go towards.
Yeah.
So I would say let's level it out. I would say let's increase the cardio probably to say, let's say we start off with 2 sessions a week, 10 minutes on the Stairmaster, then every 2 weeks after that, we can increase that time up to another 5 minutes. And then let's keep on increasing every 5 minutes, every 2 weeks. Let's see how the body adapts. If the body fat is going down, the weight is going down, but you're maintaining strength, you're still getting relatively strong in the gym, then that's a sweet spot for me.
Okay.
Real quick again, Coach Mark, increasing his cardio by how much?
I would just do two 10-minute intervals, let's say twice a week on a Stairmaster, not holding onto the bar. Let's say a moderate pace. Let's get the heart rate over, say 120, maybe 125. Not too hard. And then the following week or 2 weeks after, let's increase it by another 5 minutes. Let's go up another level, and let's see how the body adjusts going that way. I would say if you're going to do your cardio, do it in the morning on an empty stomach, and then maintain your weight training then in the afternoon. Don't do both. Don't do your weight training and cardio. Do one or the other.
What about the walk to the walk to the gym? Does that count as?
I would stick to that. I would keep doing your walks, your steps, and your steps are completely different to cardio.
Okay, because right now I'm doing 5 sessions already of 15 minutes on the Stairmaster.
Okay, so you're already doing that at the moment. So are you doing that before training or after training?
No, right after training, right after the weights.
Okay.
Then I hit the Stairmaster, and then I walk home.
How do you feel after those 15? Hey, how do you feel after those 15 minutes, Mark?
I feel okay. Just sweaty. The heart rate's way up. I have my Apple Watch, and that's my heart rate.
Yeah.
I try to keep my heart rate probably in the 130s to probably more like in the 140s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Coach Mark. Coach Mark. I like where you're going with. I like where you're going with the fasted cardio. Low key, I'm kind of on a. We're kind of on a mission to eventually get him to 1 meal a day, and so if he does that, then fasted cardio in the morning would completely screw up his training. So sorry, I should have thrown in that context too. Is that with that in mind, I don't think that jumping to 1 meal a day right now is a good idea. But
I think since
he trains later, I think that would be the ideal time to add that additional time.
But I think there's a way around that. If you are going to go to the 1 meal a day and you want to keep them full throughout the day, I would say still do the cardio in the morning, but we're not going to do any HIIT training. It's not HIIT. It's just going to be steady state. It's going to be like its maximum heart rate is going to be probably about 120, so it's not going to be too high. It's going to be working up a little bit of the sweat. Maybe after that session, then we can throw in some ab training, some core work, let's get the body strong, the abs, the lower back, all that kind of stuff. Then we should see some definition then the next couple of weeks. I would only focus on the gym when you're in the gym to just get strong. I wouldn't be focusing on going from A to B on exercises, working up a sweat. I would be focusing on just getting in the gym, working on your sets every week, and try and beat your numbers with your logbook. Like every week, write down your numbers in your logbook. Let's say you got a deadlift of, say, I don't know, 120 pounds. And then the following week, then you probably go up to 140, then 140, then 150. And if you're getting stronger in the gym, that means your body's changing. You're looking really, really well. You're going to build more muscle. So in the morning time, we're focusing on more fat loss to lose body fat. And then in the afternoon, we can feed the body by having, say, a cup of coffee and some butter or something like that. And then after the meal, that's when we can feed the body and be happy to go to bed. Because when you go to bed full, then that will actually release growth hormone. And we all know that when you sleep, that's when your muscles actually grow faster.
Okay. Yeah. And just to piggyback off of that, the low intensity is really, really critical, hockey Mark.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and the reason is because any glycogen that your body's producing, you want to save that, and you want that to be used for your for your weight training, right? And
Exactly,
so
yeah.
that's how you're going to be full. That's how you're going to have leverages. That's how you're going to feel strong. So, for example, my workout today actually, that's the great thing about being in ketosis, is it makes you more flexible, right? If you're not in ketosis, your body's looking for glycogen, it's looking for sugar, it's looking for quick fuel.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is a sustainable
exactly.
fuel. And so when you do low intensity cardio, you're not really burning glycogen, you're burning more fat. So when I woke up this morning, went to the gym, a couple hours after waking up, I hopped on the stair mill, and I just felt good. Like I felt like I just wanted to keep going. My body was telling me, okay,
Yeah.
thumbs up for cardio right now. But I kept it at one pace for a little over an hour. Actually, I didn't even. That's. I mean, I'm really working on my cardiovascular health right now because of the marathon training, right? So I did that first, and then I was still able to get a great workout in immediately after that. I was still able to hit all my lifts because I didn't do anything high intensity. My heart rate was high enough to where I was covered in sweat, and I was huffing and puffing, to where, like, if we were on a phone call, you could tell that I'm in that 120, 125 beat per minute range, so that I'm, if I wanted to talk on the phone, I could, but I would just be huffing and puffing while I'm doing it, right?
Yeah, I understand. And then, and what I would also say is, like, if you're eating a high protein meal before you go to bed, pretty much when you wake up the next day, you're going to be very, very bloated. So the best thing for that is movement. So
Yeah.
go out for a walk, go onto that stairmaster, just get things moving, drink some water, get things moving again. Then you'll be able to go to the toilet, you're ready to go again. If you're just sitting around and just going straight to work and then you're stressed, what's going to happen is that's all going to flare up. Then you're going to get constipated. You know what I mean? It's gonna flare up different things. You're probably gonna get headaches. It's gonna slow you down. Your metabolism's gonna slow down. You're gonna get fatigued. So I would say definitely in the morning time, focus on getting more steps in. Let's add a little bit of cardio in every couple of weeks, and let's increase the fitness levels a small bit. But again, don't add in any HIIT training. We don't want to add any HIIT training because that will mess up your glycogen levels going forward.
The only thing that's similar to HIIT training for me right now is my hockey, when on Tuesday nights, because that's a lot of starting and stopping, when you play that sport. So
what position do you play, bro?
I'm a forward.
Oh, okay.
I usually play left wing.
Right on. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys are definitely jumping around all over the place.
Yeah, we're constantly, we hit it hard for 45 seconds to a minute on the ice, and then you're on the bench. So, but it's constant back and forth. So
yeah, I was a stay-at-home defenseman.
Stay-at-home defense, huh?
Yeah. I was never the goal scorer, but man, you come too close to my goalie and I'm beating the crap out of you.
That's your job.
Yeah, bro.
I gotta watch out for guys like you.
My goal is just to make everybody too scared to get close to our goalie, bro. I can screen him.
So back to the morning cardio. So why don't in order to make this practical for me, okay, I'm gonna have to wake up a little earlier to do this. But why don't I just complete all my cardio in the morning, obviously walk to the gym, do 10 to 15 minutes on the Stairmaster, and then walk back. And that's, that's about 45 minutes to an hour, and maybe do some ab training or some stretching, like you said. And then at night, when it's time to hit the weights, then I could just drive to the gym, or just do the strength training, and then, for 45 minutes, whatever it takes, and get home.
Exactly, yeah. And then make sure that strength training, you're going all out on those steps. Like really, really focus on getting really, really strong. So the one thing you need to bring with you to the gym is a logbook.
Yeah, I have.
You need to log the lifts.
I put it all on my app. I got an app.
Yeah.
It's just more convenient for me.
And that's completely.
He's super.
What I would say is that's up to you and Cole to come up with a plan. If you're happy with what you're doing in the gym currently at the moment, then I would say have a chat with Cole to make sure you're happy with that. If you're not, then I would looking at your volume and making adjustments there. But if Cole is happy with what you're doing, then I wouldn't make any changes.
I'm kind of thinking we should drop some of the volume, and maybe just increase the weight. That's kind of that's always been my mentality with the gym.
Yeah, I like where you're going with that, bro. So Coach Mark, he's on his 4th phase of his 2nd plan. So basically week 8. So he should be starting a new split, not this Monday, but the following Monday. So I'm thinking for that one, he's on an average of about 25 working sets per workout. I've been getting better results lately, doing 20 working sets. I'm not even doing 25 anymore. But my 20 sets this morning, bro, were hard. Every single set the last rep was definitely the last rep, and there's no way that another rep was happening after that. That's 20 working sets. That's less than like any competitive bodybuilders that I know. But then I do quite a bit of cardio on the conditioning side, because you don't need to be in there just beating the heck out of your muscles and beating a dead horse. That's how sugar cravings get going through the roof. So I'm thinking decreasing your total working sets kind of around to where Coach Mark and I are right now, and pushing to failure and past failure every single exercise. I think you'll enjoy it more. You'll get in there, you'll get in and out of there faster, and then it's just all about the low intensity cardio for that fat loss.
So Mark, talk me through the actual session. When you're doing each exercise, are you warming up on each exercise? Let's say you're doing like a back day or a chest day or a shoulder day. When you do a particular exercise, let's say you're warming up the shoulders and you go on to another second shoulder exercise, are you warming up again? Then on the third exercise, you're warming up again. Like, talk me through the routine.
Okay, so what I've been doing lately, so let's use back as an example. So Colt's got me set up. My first exercise, for back are pull downs, lat pull downs. So and he's got me doing 5 sets of that, and then superset with reverse
pec decks.
Reverse pec decks. Sorry. Sorry, but so on the lat pull downs, I'll start with a lighter weight where I can do 12 reps. Then I'll bump up the weight. Then on my second set, I'll bump the weight by about 20 pounds and still see if I can hit 12 reps. Then the next, so on set 3, I'll bump it up again and just go for those 20 pounds. The 4th set, bump it up again, see how many reps I can get. Usually I could still hit about 12 on that. Because I don't want to burn. And then on the last set, I'll increase it even more. And I'm usually not going to hit 12 reps. Usually I'll fail around maybe 9 or 10 reps on that last set. But I don't want to go it doesn't make sense for me to go all out on that first set. You know what I mean? Because then I'm pretty much, I don't see how I'm going to get any stronger doing that.
Okay, so if I'm getting this right, then on the first 4 sets, you're aiming for your warm-ups. You're still going between 12 and 15 reps, correct?
Yeah, about 12 reps.
Okay, so to me, that's wasting too much energy. Way too much energy. I think the very, very first exercise, you should only need 1 to 3 feeder sets. So what you would do is on the very very first set, you'll knock out about maybe 12 reps. Just knock it out, but I'd make sure you're really focusing on that negative. Really close your eyes and say, okay, what am I working here? I'm working my lats. Every rep. The second set, bump it up. I'd say another 30%. You don't need to go any higher than say 5 or 6 reps. 5 to max. About 5 or 6 good reps, really good reps. Then I'd say another 20% on top of that. You only need just 1 rep. Get a good feel of that weight. Now you need to be honest with yourself. Okay, that feels really good. Could I get 8 reps out of that last rep that I just done? If you can, go straight in and do it. Don't even do any more warm-ups. The back is already won. Done. Go in, fully locked in, put your straps on, and give that set everything until your arms are shaking, until you cannot pull that weight down anymore. And after that, then you are done. Then you need to go on to another back exercise. Now, on the next back exercise, your back is already warm. So you don't need to go back in and do another 4 or 5 working sets to warm up the back. You're already warm. So I would just go in, let's say, put a weight on, say, a challenging weight, let's say 15s on each side, rack out maybe 3 or 4 reps, get a good squeeze in the muscle, and then put your weight on that you intend to use and rack it out. That's it. That's it. Go in and just smash it out. But what I would also do is if you're thinking less is more, and especially on back day, you need to be focusing on density, which is basically deadlift. So get the big primary movements out of the way first. So if you can imagine like they're building a house, you're going to build the foundation first, and then you're going to add in the windows, the doors, all that kind of stuff. So I would say when it comes to chest, your primary movement will probably be the bench, back, deadlift, legs, squat. You know what I mean? That's what you should be thinking. Get the big movements out of the way first. Give it everything you have. Let's say for about 1 to 2 maximum steps. So you could see if you could do like a heavy set of maybe 6 to 8 reps, and then you could do a back off set with between 12 and 15. So you would log those 2 in your logbook. Then everything else then is going to be a lot faster. Now remember, on your compound lifts, you're going to rest between 2 to 3 minutes because that's going to be a big lift.
Right.
But then the rest of the workout, if I were you, I'd be flying through the workout. Because the minute you get that pump on your back and you're full of blood and you're feeling absolutely amazing, really, really good, then just keep moving. You don't need to warm up. Just go straight into the next exercise. Go straight into the next exercise. Do a few reps just to get a good feel in the muscle. 1 or 2 sets, and then when you say, yeah, I'm ready, put the straps on and go all in and just rep that out as much as you can. And then when you're done with that, then move on to the next one. You will be in and out of that gym within 40 minutes, I guarantee you.
So you're basically saying for every exercise, whether it's 2 to 3 sets, let's say 2 to 3 sets on each exercise, but only 1 set to fit really absolute failure per exercise. Yeah.
And when I mean failure to me is like, let's say you're doing like a chest press exercise. Failure to me is not when you push the weight out. Failure to me is when you cannot control that weight on the way down. On the eccentric. Yeah. So when you like let's say you're doing this and you're getting full range of motion, and you get to here, let's say you get to here the half point, and you just cannot rep it anymore. That's fine. But I want you to do this. Get a few more then. You can still just get a few more. Yeah. And then when you can't get any more, I want you to hold it in a static position. Just hold it. Right? Just hold it as much as you can. Imagine it's a life and death situation. That if you let go of that weight, something's going to happen. So you've got to make sure you hold on to that weight for dear life. Close your eyes and say, I'm not letting go of this weight until I am completely fatigued. Completely. When you come off that machine, your chest is on fire. Believe me. You will look at that machine and say, look, you know what? I'm not even going to do another rep because I am done. You just said machine. So I'm assuming that wouldn't be great for like a flat bench press. No, geez, no.
Because I'd be dead.
No.
And bro, low key, if you do that, definitely don't have the clips on so that you can bail out.
Yeah, exactly.
No. When it comes to big compound lifts, unless you've got a spotter behind you, right, then I would just pick a number and just rep it up to say that. And let's say I wouldn't go to failure. I'd go to probably 1 rep shy of failure. But I would mainly focus on to build muscle. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of doing cables and machines because of that situation, because they're in more control.
Yeah.
It's more safe.
More stability.
Compound, exactly, yeah. But like the compound lift, like you can't, like especially for back, I would definitely add in the deadlift at the beginning. For legs, you can pretty much do the hack squat or the pendulum squat or the leg press. And then when it comes to the actual chest, if you are going to do a line down movement, I would prefer you do that in a Smith machine, because you can rack it on and then rack it off.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, and then I just wanted to piggyback off of that, Coach Mark. Normally we don't have someone doing a whole lot of bench press, but we thought that this was a good time for him to work on some strength after that first phase, and especially with bumping these and especially with having his he's not in super deep of a cut. We haven't really gotten to that point because we didn't think it was a good idea to head further down that road. We're just like, okay, there's got to be something hormonally or lifestyle wise that we can change instead of just doing what every online coach says to do, which is like, I don't care, eat less, move more. That's not going to work. But taking advantage of that strength though, and putting it towards the bench press has been getting them some good strength gains. But overall, I'm completely in agreement with you on everything about making sure that last rep of that last set, you can only really push past failure if it's not a barbell or something where you have to end with a contraction. You can end with a negative. Any exercise that you can end with on a negative is a huge win, which is why Coach Mark is a huge fan of machines and dumbbells, all the above. So like, for example, my workout this morning, the last exercise that I did was stiff leg deadlifts. So and I love doing that with dumbbells or with a barbell. I guess it doesn't really matter when you're doing deadlifts, but that last rep of every single set was definitely my last rep, and I couldn't get it up. Right. And so you can do a 10-second negative or a 20-second negative and live to fight another day. I did Bulgarian split squats right before that. Same thing. You can end at the bottom. So I did all my hack squats first, knowing I wasn't pushing to failure. Bulgarian split squats after that, and then really went past failure for my quads there. Quads were fried, and then kind of used the same strategy with my hamstrings after that.
Exactly.
On training every set to failure versus just like the last set to failure, my style is more actually to train is more like Steve Reeves. I just sent both of you guys an email because like I didn't know if you're on your phones and didn't want to ruin the recording, but on page 97 of that book that I reference, it's Steve Reeves' natural bodybuilding book for a classic physique. It's a really good book. So his style is actually, and he explains how to do this in chapter 18, his pyramid system. So he'll train to failure for his first set. He does three exercises of every single set, okay, of every single body part. So he'll do so when he does shoulders, like with the behind the neck press, for example, that's kind of where I got my love for behind the neck presses. Just for the record, Coach Mark, you can blame Steve Reeves for that. But he'll train to failure his first set, and then train to failure his second set, and train to failure his third set. And he's using the same weight, but his reps are going down every time. So he knows that he's going to have to decrease his reps, but he would rather just train to failure every single set. And personally, that's kind of what I like too. I don't know. I think for most people that might be overkill. I've also been bodybuilding for 10 years. I mean, I would say listen to your body and don't train to 100% failure on every single set yet. But just keep that in mind and maybe try it your third and fourth week of the program once your body's already kind of adapted to those first couple of weeks.
I would completely agree with that. I mean, the way I see it is like my style doesn't suit everybody. Colt has a style that he likes, and there's German body and training that people like doing. I mean, when it comes to training, there's no right and there's no wrong way. That's the way I see it. You just got to do what works for you, and if it works for you and you're getting the results from it and you're happy with it, then don't change it. No matter what anybody says to you, don't change it. But when we look at trying to build muscle, I think the two most powerful tools you need to really focus on is getting that mind into the muscle. Like, don't focus on moving away from A to B. Like, really close your eyes and think about, what am I actually working today? So if I'm working my chest, I'm trying to get my arm, push the arm across the humerus and really focus on pushing that chest out. That's what I'm trying to do. And then the second part is the negative part is that I would say it's the most powerful part of the rep. Because in order for you to grow muscle, you're actually doing more damage to the muscle lowering the weight down. You're not actually doing, and that when you push the weight up, that's only half the rep. If you want to get the full rep, you have to focus on that negative part. But what we need to do is, when you're doing explosive movements, you need to make sure that when you're pushing the weight out, that's the explosive part. And then it's about 2 or 3 seconds negative on the way down. Now, if you can do that for every single rep, and then you're progressing then every week in, week out, then you will grow very, very quickly. But I would also say, don't focus on this style of training, like Coach said also. Make sure you change it up a little bit. So if you feel like, you know what, I'm going to add a little bit more volume in here today, then by all means, do it. If it makes you happy, do it. If you can do supersets, giant sets, all that kind of stuff. If that makes you happy and you're getting some serious results from it, then I wouldn't change a thing. But if you're not getting results from it, then I would say, right, we need to look at the volume. We need to strip it down a small bit. We need to look at your stress levels. We need to look at your lifestyle, because everybody doesn't have the same lifestyle as, say, me and Cole, for example. So for me, because I've got a really, really busy lifestyle outside what I do in the gym, I have to make sure, right, if I'm going to get a massive benefit out of the gym, then for me, I need to go in, put my earphones on, and just get the work done in the short amount of time. So I can still work hard. I can get my rest pause sets in. I can just get in, short rest periods, hit the muscle hard, get out. Other people may have a little bit more time. They could be in the gym, they could train for 2 hours, and they like that way. Absolutely fine. So it just comes down to what you like. If you feel like, you know what, 2 hours is for me, by all means do it. If you feel like you need lesser volume, high frequencies, then go ahead and do it.
Well, no, for me right now, again, going back to the main goal, it's like, what's the least I can do to maintain what I have and burn and strip that fat off. I don't want to stray away from that main goal right now, because I am happy. I am satisfied with the muscle that I have built over the years. So what's the minimal effective dose for me right now? Because
I would say at the moment, I think that if we're not making changes at the moment currently, and you've been on this program for 3 months, then I would definitely reevaluate the volume you're doing in the gym. We're going to make some changes with the cardio. But I would say let's just bring the sets down a small bit. I would definitely recommend just doing one set all out to maximum failure. And let's see how the body, I would do that for at least a month. At least a month.
Okay.
I just wanted to add that'll produce more growth hormone too, bro. So that's that's one of the, if not the most key hormones to your fat loss.
Yeah. And that will speed up fat loss also very, very quickly.
Okay.
Because you're building more muscle, you're building more lean muscle.
Sounds good.
Because when we go back to the conversation at the very, very beginning, you said that you're not looking to build any more muscle. So you've got the muscle mass there. It's just about now just stripping away the body fat and let us all have a look at it.
That's it.
That's all we need to do, because you have the density there. I'm pretty sure when we remove the body fat, you're going to be in like sick shape.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have everything. You have all the tools. So when I mean going into the gym, you can still lift heavy, but I want you to really, really focus now on mind to muscle. So instead of just moving that way from A to B, we're not doing that anymore. We're not focusing on strength. We're focusing more on hypertrophy, trying to build muscle mass.
Okay.
And strip down that body fat and look a certain way. So we're not trying to increase the reps in the gym. We're still working in the rep range of between maybe 8 to 12 reps. That can be one or two sets. It's completely up to you. But when it comes to strength, we're taking that out. So I would still aim for a minimum of 8 reps. So you should be failing on a minimum of 8 reps. And if you feel like, you know what, I went all out on that set, I don't think I can do another one, don't do it. Go on to something different. If you feel like, you know what, I didn't get the benefit out of that set, I feel like I can do another one, then go and do another one.
Hey everyone, Coach Taylor Milton here. Welcome to Skullbellz TV, the official YouTube channel of supersetyourlife.com, where you're going to discover a weekly upload of quick and easy to follow workout tutorials featuring Coach Colt, myself, or one of our athletes to keep your workouts fun, practical, and effective. Our family's latest keto carnivore recipes that fuel Colt's competitions and keep myself and our kiddos strong and healthy. Video uploads of the supersetyourlife.com podcast, now over 100 episodes. Your weekly dose of entertainment, education, and inspiration to fuel your life inside and beyond the gym, and much more. Last thing before we get into the video, we're asking a big favor from you. This has been working beautifully, so if you would please think of someone you care about that would benefit from this video, go ahead and smash that like button, click the share button, and text this video to them. That would mean the world to us. And while you're at it, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more exciting content from Skullbellz TV, because our team has lots of meat and lots of muscle coming your way, and I promise you won't want to miss it. When you hit the subscribe button, you'll see a bell icon pop up. You want to click that too so you're notified every time we release a new video. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to us. Every like, share, and subscription helps our channel grow and supports our family's hard work. So thank you so much for doing your part too. That's all we ask. God bless you, and please enjoy this video.
You want to be in a state of mind, bro, after you finish that last exercise of your workout, going, I hit every single muscle that was on my agenda, that was on my workout plan, and it feels like I got it, but any more would probably be overkill.
Oh yeah.
And that's so hard to teach. It's such a hard state of mind to be able to articulate. And I know it sounds kind of goofy, but like if your diet's clean, and if you're if you're eating the same thing every day, you're in tune with it, and you can tell. You're not just in tune with how much food to eat and when to eat more, but you're more in tune with how your body feels in the gym. At least personally, I am.
Well, I don't know if you guys ever feel this. Maybe you could share, but I literally have a fear before going to the gym, because I know I'm gonna push myself on those weights. I'm not the type of person to just go to the gym and go through the motions. So I have before a squat or before a bench, there's an actual fear in me, because I know I'm gonna push it.
Yeah.
And Mark, when I'm before I go on to an exercise,
yeah,
like I wish you could come to the gym with me in the morning so you can see the mindset I'm in, because
I wish too.
I can tell you now, when I'm looking at the leg press and I'm blocking out everybody, like you could walk past me and I wouldn't even recognize you. In my mind, I'm looking at that leg press and I'm saying, right, I'm pushing this fucker to failure.
Uh-huh.
That's all I'm thinking about. I'm psyching myself up. I'm blocking out everything in my life. I'm saying, right, it's me and you. The minute I sit into that machine, I'm locking myself in. The minute those legs go up in that platform and I let go of that weight, I'm all in. I'm not thinking about the reps. I don't give a shit how many reps I'm taking that muscle to failure. So that could be an 8-rep set, that could be a 10-rep set, it could be a 20-rep set. I do not care. I'm taking that weight to failure. Now, for me, I will always progress on my numbers. That's all I need to do. So let's say I lifted, say, 240 pounds on a leg press today. I'm going to put, say, an extra 1 or 2 kilos on each side. Now, again, I don't care how many reps I got. All I'm caring about is the tempo, the form, okay? And as I said, taking that muscle to complete and utter failure when my legs are shaking. Like I can't even get off that machine. I have to wrap that machine up and literally stay there for a minute, because that's how bad I'm about to put my body through.
Mm-hmm.
So believe me, before I look at an exercise, I'm like, okay, I'm scared now, but I'm going in here and I'm gonna push this hard. Like honestly, the one thing I don't think people understand is true failure in the gym. I think when people say to me, yeah, I pushed that muscle to failure, it's a mad, because I've trained with a few big guys over the years, like big guys, and they'd say to me, I train really, really hard. And I brought guys that are like athlete level to tears to train with me. Tears. And I look at them and I say, right, would you be able to do another set? And they turn around and say to me, would you go out of that? I wouldn't do another set. No way. You know what I mean? So trust me, if you take that set to failure, I can assure you, you will not want to even go back to that machine again.
Nope.
I'm telling you, it's a different mindset. I trained with some animals over the years when they trained, and like all they went in, like I think the most I ever trained with a guy was only 5 sets, just 5 main sets we only did. And honest to God, when I left the gym, I was sweating, and I thought I had to get an ambulance. That's how bad I was in. And I was only in the gym for literally 40 minutes. 40 minutes, and I was like
that. That's all you need, right?
I was honestly, I'll never forget it. I came off the hack squat, and I puked. I went into the bathroom and I puked up twice. I never pushed my body to that level in my life. And then I was like, okay, for years and years and years, I thought I was training to failure. For years and years and years, I thought I was training hard. I wasn't training anywhere near, not even anywhere near. It's a different mindset. That's just the way I scratch my head when I hear people doing like 10 sets, 15 sets, 20 sets on muscle part. I'm saying, like, you're not pushing those sets to complete failure. You're only going to maybe 50, 60, 70% failure. You're not going to all out failure, because you would not be able to go back in and do that set again if you were.
Agreed.
That's just my theory.
Now I'm even more scared to go to the gym. Thanks.
Yeah. And that's the way it should be.
I'm sitting over here like, man, I feel like a wuss listening to all this. Like, I'm petting my dog between stuff, bro. Like,
well, that doesn't sound like much fun.
Okay, so it sounds like we got the cardio squared away for the plan there, and you know what makes me feel comfortable about this, guys, is that it sounds like it's something that's kind of your idea too, Hockey Mark, so that it's, you know, something to where you feel like doing that's going to work more with your lifestyle. It's not going to be an added stress. The biggest mistake that anybody could make is just go, oh, I'm hitting a plateau, I need to add a whole bunch of extra cardio. That's a terrible idea, because you fixed nothing hormonally, and you're just now you're shooting yourself in the foot, because cortisol is going to inhibit muscle growth, and it's going to inhibit fat loss.
Yeah. I just need the discipline to get my butt out of bed earlier, you know, about an hour before work, and you know, get that cardio in the morning.
Are you worried that you're going to lose any sleep? Because that would also be a problem.
That sleep's been it has been something I've been working on for months. I don't know what it is. It's just sleep is something I definitely need.
Oh,
we've talked about it. You know, we've talked about sleep, but that's affecting me. But I've been getting better at it lately.
Have you got a stressful job, Mark?
Yeah. It's pretty.
Okay, so that says to me, then you're putting too much stress on your body. So if you're going to the gym and you're doing tons of volume, then you're coming away from you're going from one stressful situation, from a work situation, into another environment, which is the gym situation, and you're going from one stressful situation into another. That's going to have an effect that you go and sleep. So this is the reason why I personally believe you don't need that much volume in the gym, because you've already stressed your body already.
Yeah. And I'm just an anxious person regardless anyway, you know.
I was totally going to call you out, because okay. Here, just Coach Mark, check this out. So you know me, like how anxious I am, to where, like, if I'm not multitasking on 3 or 4 different things at the same time, like, I don't feel like I'm accomplishing enough, kind of thing. Like that. Hockey Mark and I are the same way. We are literally wired like we are the exact same person. We need to be doing something. We need to be pushing ourselves. We need to be working hard. And if we don't, then we get super depressed, like, really quick. Yeah.
Or I need to be looking forward to something. You know, it's like I can't just sit and have peace.
Yeah. We're both creative, like, just type A, go get them, all or nothing kind of people. So on that note, and actually, Hockey Mark, that's why I wanted to bring that up, is because overall, like, I'm kind of a highly stressed, anxious person in general, and so that's why, you know, I'm so big into reading the Bible all the time and freaking praying with my clients that do want to pray with me and that kind of stuff, is because it helps keep me on track and in a peaceful state of mind in the midst of you know, whatever chaos happens to be happening in our life at that point in time. But managing that stress is going to have probably even more to do with your results than anything that's on paper. And so that's why my whole mindset right now is just like, okay, what changes can we make that are not that are going to be sustainable, but they're going to be fun, to where this is your break from the craziness that you have in your line of work, because you're a kick butt high level professional, what you do there. So you need this to be something that is fun and helps you in all aspects of life, not just another chore and another thing that you have to do on top of everything that you already have to do.
At the end of the day, you want this sustainable too. You know, you want to do something that you enjoy doing and keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If there's a day, Mark, that you're saying, like, you know, I'm really tired, I've had a long day in work, you shouldn't even force yourself to go to the gym. You should just go home and have a sleep. That's it. Listen to your body.
Yeah.
Now, are you taking any supplements at nighttime?
Yeah. Well, like with dinner, I take about 10,000 IU of vitamin D3.
Yep.
I take some magnesium caps, zinc, about 50, I think it's 50 micrograms of zinc. That's my supplements. And then I've read recently that inositol and glycine is really good for sleep. So about an hour after dinner, just to let the food, you know, digest a little bit, I'll take that. I'll take about 3 grams of glycine and maybe a quarter to a half teaspoon of inositol. It actually tastes like dessert because there's a little sweetness to it. That's my dessert. And then that's been kind of relaxing me at night. If I can put my phone away, put it down, or maybe just listen to a podcast or something, but not be staring directly at my phone while I'm in bed, I can usually get a pretty good night's sleep. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. I'd say when you have that meal, if anything, just watch a bit of TV. Or listen to a bit of meditation music. Just get yourself to a nice, relaxed state. You don't want to be looking, because you got to think about it. Like you could be looking at something on your phone that's going to switch you off.
What's your screen?
Could get you stressed. It could get you stressed off again.
Yeah. What's your screen time look like before you go to sleep, bro?
It depends, but sometimes sometimes I can be on my phone and then just, you know, go down a rabbit hole, you know, and then that just triggers me to like just keep researching something or looking. It's kind of, and then you start questioning yourself too. It's like, oh, well, this guy says to do this, you know, maybe I should try this, and it's just chaos and more anxiety. So it's better to just pray, read the Bible, and go to bed.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And on that note, have you ever heard of Edmund P. Clowney?
No.
Okay, I want you to get this book, bro. I'm looking for it right now, and I'll shoot you the link. But whatever, I'll just make a note to shoot you the link. It's called Christian Meditation by Edmund Clowney, and look how small it is. It's a tiny little book, bro.
Yeah.
I hope it's still in print. If not, you could probably get a used copy somewhere. But this one changed my life, and this one really helped me to use scripture as a meditation source. So like Eastern meditation teaches you to empty your mind. The Bible teaches never to empty your mind, but to always be sober-minded and to take every thought and make it obedient to Christ, right?
Right.
So that's what this book walks you through how to do, is not to try to forget about everything like and completely shut off your brain, which is basically impossible to do, especially for people like you and me, because our brains are always racing, right? This has allowed me to focus on something very, very peaceful and more effectively be able to shut out everything else. So this is something that I do every single night before I go to bed, and I'll work with you one-on-one on this book. Cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good stuff, man.
Real quick, back back to the nutrition though. So we're gonna stick with that 165 protein, and then how much fat?
Yeah, I had 160 actually.
Oh yeah, sorry, 160. Yeah, sorry. That's fine.
And then fats. Yeah, what was the consensus there? Did we decide to increase it from 185?
I would definitely bring it up to another 15 grams. Yeah.
Do you think he should have more on his first meal or his second meal? Because he eats one pre-workout and one post-workout.
So I would have the fats pretty much the first half of the day, and high protein before he goes to bed.
Yeah. So his first meal has 33 grams of protein, which is kind of our sweet spot, right? So just enough to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, but not too much to kick him out of ketosis. And then
if he is having 2 meals, I like, how does he feel? Like, does he have it close to his pre-workout? How many hours will he have it before he actually trains?
My first meal is normally around 12, and then I'll get home from work around 4:35 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a coffee with a little bit with 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. That's basically been my pre-workout, and then because I'm done with pre-workouts. I actually stopped when I started working with Colt, and I feel a lot better. So my coffee with some heavy cream is my pre-workout, and then it's gym.
So I would say with the coffee, that's a bit late for me to be having coffee. I think that's affecting your sleep as well. I would switch to decaf.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have any coffee at that hour of the day. I think they're having it way too late. I think that's going to have a major effect on your sleep. Okay. So if you're going to have coffee, have it first thing in the morning. And if you are going to have something before you go training, maybe go for a green tea, something that's less caffeinated. And maybe just, honestly, you can't go wrong with water, to be honest with you. Yeah. I wouldn't add any fats to it whatsoever, to be honest. I'd keep your fats so minimal in your meal. I push your meal up to about maybe about 4 hours before you train. So I'd say if you're training at 6 or 7, I would have that first meal around 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30.
Yeah.
And then make sure you're well hydrated before you go to the gym. Train really, really hard. And then after the gym, then no caffeine at all. Just have a high protein meal, and I'm pretty sure you'll have a good night's sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Hockey Mark, so I'm going to send you a revised copy of this too. And I just put in your notes right now that I want you actually having half calf coffee, not full decaf right away. And then like the next week is when you feel like you're ready to just go straight up decaf, then you can do that. But then you're not, just stopping your caffeine intake cold turkey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On that pre-workout comment, I'm glad that you brought that up again. Are you just like experiencing less anxiety overall since you stopped taking pre-workout? Or
and it got to and I was addicted to it, and those energy drinks too. I would drink those in the morning, and not recently, but a few months ago I was doing that, and that's done. And then for the pre-workout, it just seems like it just became less and less effective.
Yeah.
Even the pump formulas without the caffeine, I feel better just taking a couple teaspoons of or a couple grams of salt, to be honest with you.
So do I, bro.
before a workout, I feel a better pump. The veins start coming out a lot better than a crappy pre-workout supplement.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Which salt are you using? The potassium, the potassium salt, or just the straight up blue bag?
Well, I've been
Celtic sea salt, by the way, Coach Mark.
Throughout the day, Colt, I like the potassium, but I haven't tried the sea salt yet because that just came yesterday. So I've been doing just like the Redmonds, like a couple grams of the Redmonds before workout because it's got a higher sodium content.
Yeah.
So I feel like that gives you more of a pump before the gym.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth. I don't really notice a difference between the high potassium salt and the sodium because my strategy was for using salt to pump was to have potassium and sodium together. But I think as long as you're getting salt and you know how your body responds to water, then
Yeah, but I've been doing, I do the cave salt throughout, throughout the day, from basically every time I take a swig of water, I'm taking a pinch of salt along with it.
Yeah. Cool. Good stuff.
But I just try to get a little bit more before the gym.
Okay. Yeah, you want to think of that as your potassium requirements, obviously, and then the blue bag or Redmond in this case, basically same idea as your sodium requirements, and then think of the Mackay Pure Salt, the stuff from Hawaii. That one is your magnesium supplement.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that though, because I don't want to make I want to make sure I'm not over consuming the salt. Could that be an issue too?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, if you over consume salt, you'll know really, really quick, and you'll feel bloated and miserable the next day.
So what's a target? How many grams should I be shooting for each day?
We're not gonna, we'll figure that out after you weigh it out. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to run that by you too before we were done. Was is for each of those 3 salts, I want you to go 100% by your intuition on this. And if you're craving salt, have a little bit more. And if and once you feel like it's too much and you're not craving anymore, then bam, you already hit it. You're in tune with your own satiety signals enough to be able to identify whether your body needs more potassium or magnesium. I believe, right? I mean, how do you feel in your confidence there?
Yeah, that's I'm okay. Good there.
So just figure out what it is day to day, and that's going to give us your threshold. And then we know, okay, you're consuming X grams of the fine ground blue bag, and X grams of the pink potassium salt, X grams of the Mackay Pure Salt, which is going to be your most magnesium rich of the 3. And then from there, it's a matter of keeping those numbers consistent.
Well, I'll try to shoot for 10 grams. Like I think I'm going to start with maybe about 10 grams. Don't go over 10 grams total, and I'll divide those 3 up.
If I ever go over 10 grams of salt in a day, it's not the end of the world. I'm just kind of bloated and kind of watery, retaining more water the next day.
And like we talked about, and I don't know what Coach Marc's feeling is on this, but like I was using a lot of seasonings before with my meat, which tastes great. I it's that little bit of flavor, but we're gonna try to just use just salt as the seasonings for.
Yeah, bro. When you got like 4 or 5 different salts to choose from, you just realize, wow, after a few weeks, the meat just tastes way better without any seasoning at all.
I'm not there yet, but maybe after a few weeks, I'll get there.
Yeah, man, you're already a step ahead of me, because I'm still trying to cut pre-workout.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've got it down from 2 scoops a day to 1 scoop a day, and like half of an energy drink. So my project is to go from 200 milligrams of caffeine this week to 150 milligrams a day. Excuse me,
okay.
A day, not a week. Next week.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it takes time. Like the pre-workouts, I used to be hooked on them as well for years and years and years. I was hooked on them. I haven't taken a pre-workout or any kind of supplement in about, I'd say about 7 years now, 7 or 8 years. And I know it's big time when I came off, and my anxiety was a lot better. I used to worry about stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like I used to worry really, really badly, and I knew what it was. I knew it was the pre-workout, and every day, like if I didn't have it, I don't know what it was. It just didn't feel right. And every day, I was waking up and I'd have to have this kick. I'd have that pre-workout. Nowadays, I just wake up in the morning. I'm giving my body exactly what it needs. Just hydrating my body, giving my body as much water as possible. If I need a pump, I'll add a bit of salt into it. I'll have a little bit of salt during my workout, and I get the same benefit. If anything, I get a better benefit. I feel great. I have better pumps in the gym.
Yep.
I don't feel like when I have sugar in my body. Yes, my workouts may be a little bit better in the gym, but I feel no benefit with pre-workouts whatsoever. And that's come from somebody that was, as I said, was hooked on them for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Same with creatine. Like I used to take creatine as well, and I came off creatine a long, long time ago. I haven't had creatine in a long time ago. I got my creatine from red meat, and your body produces creatine as well. So, like for me, the jury's still out when it comes to creatine powder. I know the science says different, but for me, I haven't taken it a long, long time. I'm getting stronger in the gym. So, you know what I mean? And I make sure at least once a day I'm getting in some sort of red meat. So I think that has massive, massive benefits also.
Yeah, when you and Jonathan suggested that I cut it all together a couple weeks ago on Carnivore Coach's Corner, I was super skeptical, and it's been like 3 or 4 weeks, and still seeing muscle growth, still seeing great results without it. I don't notice anything different in my physique. I don't notice anything different performance-wise in the gym since cutting it. I've also been on it for about 5 or 6 years without ever cycling off. What I have noticed since cycling off has been, I've just been peeing less and my digestion is better. That's literally the only 2 things that I've noticed, and so it's just been a win, and it's one less thing I have to take. So I don't know. I'll probably I might try reintroducing it like after a couple months, but I don't think I'm going to go back to it. I think if one thing we've learned from this whole conversation, less is more.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely, and it's going to save you money as well.
Yeah, which we all need right now.
I know, and you guys are killing my creatine sales off the website, by the way. So maybe we should change the subject. and actually, okay, so super low key was back when Mark was when Hockey Mark was talking about, oh yeah, no, late at night is like when it's super easy to go down Instagram rabbit trails and whatever. You know, that the coach in me and the friend in me is like, okay, we need to fix this, and the content creator me is like, oh, okay, so that's definitely the time to keep publishing new content.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna add fats not before his workout but after his workout. Is that what we decided?
No, I would add a protein after the workout and the fat during the day.
Okay, so that's pretty much where he's at. So if we're gonna increase his fats any further north of 185 grams a day, where's those?
So the majority of his fat intake is going to be during the day because he's going to need that for his performance in the gym.
Right.
So I would say he should be getting in at least if he can stomach it. I would say that's aiming for about 120 to 150 grams. If he's having stomach issues, then what we'll do is we'll lower that down and we'll add the rest in at the nighttime feed. But I would say the majority of his macros will come from protein at nighttime, simply because it will keep him full. But obviously, you'll keep the fats relatively high as well. So a good meal at nighttime would be a ribeye steak or something like that, like salmon or something like that. Yeah. Just a little bit, yeah. And then with a good amount of protein, he should be able to sleep really, really well. And then once you start removing the caffeine out of his diet from 5 o'clock onwards, I think his sleep will dramatically improve from next week onwards.
So if we're going to add some fats, then we'll definitely add those to his first meal. 20 grams. Did you say a specific number, pal?
I think that's all you need.
I heard Mark say 100. Try to get 120 grams of fat during that first meal. Is that correct?
I would say let's try. If that's too high, let Colt know. Let him know how you feel. Like you should feel either energized or you should feel bloated. If you feel bloated,
that would be twice what he's having already, because most of it, because he's like me, bro. He likes to have a smaller meal earlier in the day and then a really big meal like right before bed.
Well, then I would stick to that. Let's stick to that. If he's happy with that, let him stick with that.
Okay. What? Hey, Hockey Mark. What do you? That's not disrespectful, right? If I call you Hockey Mark, it's just factor and okay. So what's your intuition tell you? Would you rather have more fat earlier in the day? Like, do you feel like that's when you need more fuel, or would you rather just have a bigger meal before you go to bed?
I like looking forward to that one big meal every day, but I don't know if that was helping me or hurting me in the past. So
I honestly believe, Mark, if we're looking to drop body fat, I think one meal is going to be beneficial for you going forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
I think, and if you are getting hungry during the day, I think all we need is just a cup of coffee around 12 o'clock in the daytime with a little bit of butter, and then have that big massive meal then straight after training.
Yeah, I think that's butter or heavy cream.
I think if you're bulking and you were on high fluid at the moment, I would say go for 2. But because we're trying to lose body fat, I think you're right. I think one meal a day would work very, very well for you.
And that's after work. So that's pretty much after my workout, a few hours before bed.
Yeah, and I would also say if you were going to be going for one meal a day, because you're going to be training pretty much fasted, then your volume in the gym will be extremely important.
Which should be less volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, because you will get those cravings.
Yeah.
If your volume in the gym is very, very high.
That's a big meal.
How soon do you want to go to one meal a day, bro?
What we'll do right now, I think, Colt, is just take the meal plan that you gave me and I'll just put it all in one meal.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna
combine everything.
Yep, just wait and then eat everything right before bed.
Which is not hard for me to do.
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, that's the way that I do it. Seriously, I would way rather just know that I have a big meal to eat before bed, and I think a lot of it is just because here again, not everybody's the same, and you and me are very, very similar. You and me are both very, very anxious, like go getter people, to where it's like we're always doing something throughout the day. So to sit down and have a meal is almost just like such an inconvenience. It's like it's a small meal. It's not even worth it half the time. It's like just save it all until right before you go to bed.
I'd rather push that towards the end, and that's where that's where the peaceful relaxation starts.
Well, and I didn't want to push you that direction that fast, because that's a real quick path to an eating disorder if you go into one meal a day too quickly. But I mean,
I've done it. I mean, I'm used to doing that already. So
well, good. That's a really good reason to do it then.
I just want to make sure that the ratios are right and the macros are right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll finish revising this and then add an addition, and then do you want me to just add like 2 extra days that go away with that first meal altogether? So you just have like a giant ribeye and a big serving of salmon or pork belly or sablefish or whatever your fat source is for the night.
Say that again.
So basically you would have 2 meat choices instead of having one meal and then excuse me. So you would basically go from having bacon, eggs, chicken, sour cream, and pork belly. That's we're up to heavy cream. We're up to 6 different foods already. That's fine, but I mean, like if it was me, the way that I like to do it more is just having less foods altogether. So I basically a typical one meal a day for me looks like a whole bunch of chicken thighs or ground beef or whatever my protein source is, and then I consume that until I've met my protein requirements, and then after that I eat fats to satiety, because then I can 100% tell when I'm full, because because my body's had time to digest all of that protein.
Yeah.
And so my body is sending me a clear thumbs up that I don't need any more protein. So then from there, it's just a matter of how much fat I need for fuel the rest of the following day. Because when you eat one meal a day, that is your breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the following day, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of going through in my head, like, what am I doing tomorrow? I'm going to work out at this time, blah, blah. I got this meeting. I got that meeting. I mean, I'm probably going to need this much fat. I'm probably going to need this much fuel for the next day.
I like the variety in it right now, though. I like.
Yeah. See, and there you go. That's If you like the variety, then let's not rock the boat. Let's just stick with that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter as long as you're hitting those numbers.
That's all I want to do is just, hit those numbers the most, the efficient way, but also, enjoy what I'm eating too. So
yeah, good stuff. Well, too bad we just lost Mark.
Yeah, we did.
That happens from time to time.
Yeah.
No, we're on Carnivore Coaches Corner too. We take it we're super low key about it, and then Jonathan and I will just keep talking about whatever until he comes back. So anyway, is there anything else that you wanted to run by him, or are we pretty much at a wrap with you?
No, I think we're good.
Good deal, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate this, and if you talk to Mark, tell him I appreciate taking the time and going over this.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
On your is that all clear as glass on what to do about the salts and keep track of weighing them and everything? I know you're.
Yeah, I'll just start at a base point somewhere, but like I said, I'll try and hit. I'm gonna target 10 grams. So I'm thinking maybe 4 grams, 3 to 4 grams of the cave salt, maybe 3, same thing with the Mackay Pure, or is that too much? And then another 3 grams of the sea salt.
You'll know if it's too much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, tomorrow, if you're a pound heavier on the scale and you're feeling bloated and watery, then that's your body's way of telling you, yeah, that was too much sodium.
Okay. All right.
So,
as
far as under consuming it, I just typically crave salt the next day.
Okay.
So I'll just go a little higher.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, what are you using to take it throughout the day? Are you using that little wooden box?
The little wooden and actually, to be honest with you, the sample that you sent me of it came in like a little clear plastic container, like a little sample container.
Of the kosher or of the...
I think it was the kosher that you saw. That it was you sent me a sample.
Yeah.
So I'm using that little box.
Oh, cool. So that kosher.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we haven't put it in our inventory yet, but we just placed we just placed a stock order with Celtic sea salt, and we're going to be stocking that one too. So that one's about 1/5 of the price of Mackay Pure.
Yeah.
That has, because Ian, the head researcher, he was telling me, he was like, if you're gonna recommend everyone use Mackay Pure for their magnesium supplementation, that's gonna run their spending bill up through the roof. So for 20% of the price, the kosher cut. I mean, for me, I'm a salt snob, so I totally appreciate the Mackay Pure, and I'm willing to pay extra for it.
Yeah.
But that kosher one has basically the same amount of magnesium as the stuff from Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So if that's working for you, then I guess we'll keep doing that. And other than that, let's do this again in like a month or two, and go over all your stats and like make sure everything's working. Then everybody listening can be like, whoa, did this work? Did it not work? I don't know. I guess you have to tune in. I guess you have to tune in later. It's like a reality show.
All right, Colt.
All right. Well, much love, man.
All right.
Real soon. We'll catch.
All right.
And we'll touch base here. We'll touch base here in a day or two. All right.
All right. Thanks a lot.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Hey, everybody. It's Coach Taylor. Just wanted to add a couple things before we wrap up. Podcast review. This week's podcast review is from Nathan on YouTube. Because of its time of this recording, this is our most recent comment. He simply commented on Colt's interview with Professor Bart K, episode 129, saying, fantastic podcast, Colt. When Bart talks training and hypertrophy, my ears perk up. Thanks a lot for that, Nathan. Whoever you are, sir, please email colt@supersetyourlife.com with your choice of Celtic sea salt, a logbook, or a t-shirt. Last announcement. It's officially April, my birthday month. February was logbook month. March was salt month. And for April, our weekly podcast review winners will receive, drum roll please, a free 30-minute one-on-one consult with Coach Colt. On that note, we're expanding our consultation options and pricing. Here it is. Pricing for nutritional consultations has been and will remain for now $150 for 60 minutes or $80 for 30 minutes. Nutrition consultations include a 30 to 60 minute Q&A time over Zoom. Fire away with any and all your questions about your current diet, your body comp, your goals, and how to get them. A PDF personalized meal plan you build together and will receive by email. Email support following the consultation, a recorded copy of your conversation so you don't even have to take notes. And then also payments are taken after the meeting, only once you're 100% sure you received more value than what you expected. In addition, Colt is now offering one-on-one Zoom consultations for training, business consulting, and speaking. Training pricing is the same as nutrition. Instead, Colt will be ready to rock and roll in the gym, on video for hypertrophy training and or competition posing. Business consulting, we never thought we'd give out business advice. We're not business coaches, but we've been doing this full-time ever since losing our corporate jobs and still growing strong. Praise God. And we're happy to share what we've learned with other aspiring fitness entrepreneurs. These are $30 per hour or $20 for 30 minutes over the phone. Thanks for those who have been asking. I guess we're doing something right. And then speaking engagements, obviously Colt likes to talk, whether it's basic weight training master classes for high schoolers, online posing classes, nutrition seminars, emceeing, local bodybuilding shows, even stand-up comedy. He's done that a time or two. He always is looking for a way to stretch his creativity muscles. So if you'd like to chat about that, shoot him an email at colt@supersetyourlife.com. And as always, we offer complimentary 15-minute phone calls concerning coaching membership options where we discuss your aesthetic health goals and put together a plan and pricing to take your body, mind, and spirit from point A to point B. Links to everything can be found on Colt's Instagram Linktree or on our website, supersetyourlife.com. Always feel free to email us if you have any tech issues with those. That's it for this one. No customer review or product testimonies this time because Colt and Marc totally talked about that at length, which you've already heard. You can find all of these specific salts they were describing at supersetyourlife.com. We try to keep our prices competitive enough there. If you're aware of any prices lower than that, let us know and we'll match it. Thanks again, everybody. Stay salty. God bless and catch you on the next episode.